Oh man, I never thought that I would speak on something like this because of my prior experience with working on panels or working on with other content creators and with other people. And I'll say this, working on panels can be a beautiful thing. Working with other content creators can be a beautiful thing. But there has to be a level of trust and respect between all members of that panel that are actually working together. Watching this whole thing with TGIF takes me back to my own experiences. And I'll say this, once there's deceit or someone feels like someone doesn't like someone, or people are pillow talking or talking between people, or there's a slight bit of manipulation between anybody, okay? And when I mean slight manipulation, I'm talking about anybody that feels like there is this one is hating on this one, or this person doesn't like this one, and people are on the phone with other people, it begins to create a cancer within that group. I've watched Funky Dineva for years. I never thought that whoever they replaced him with was going to be exactly like him. A person can only bring in their own style and their own way of who they are based upon their energy and their personality. The way that Funky's personality is set up, the way that he can speak about social issues and then take it back to being, you know, joking about celebrity gossip, and then he can be serious, and he has a wide range. Armand Wiggins is not going to be Funky Dineva, and Funky Dineva cannot be Armand Wiggins. They are two different individuals and two different people. Their styles and their points of views are very different. So when you have a show like TGIF, where people, you have different people that create an amazing show. You have different chemistries. We have to be honest. TGIF had its own chemistry because Al, Claudia, and Funky had a natural chemistry together. And it worked well. When Funky left, the dynamic changed. You tried all these different people. You decided with Armand Wiggins. His dynamic is not going to be the same. His personality is not going to be the same. His range is not the same to me, okay? He has a niche and he has an area in which he thrives in the best, okay? So when you put Al and Claudia in on it, it's a different dynamic. And here's the deal. Most people as subscribers are not going to see it the same way because they don't have, it's not the same feel, because it's not going to be the same feel because it's a different chemistry. But as time goes on, you create a chemistry. But if there is any animosity in between at any point from anybody, or anybody feels some type of way about anybody, it's going to show out in those shows. It's going to show out in how they interact. It's going to show out in what's said. It's going to show out. So I say this to say, as having my own prior situations a long time ago with working with others. In order to work with others, you have, the egos can't be there. Jealousy cannot be there. There cannot be any form of strife, or it's going to come out to the general public. Unfortunately, theirs came out to the general public. Do I think the show is done? Absolutely. If it does stay, you know, rumor has it that it's already canceled, you know. That's what I'm hearing, word on the curb. If it is, then hey, it was good while it's lasted. But I want to say this to people. Don't hold animosity with any of these people because it didn't work out. Some things, sometimes just good things do come to an end, and you can't replicate a prior chemistry that is just naturally there. I will say this will be a learning lesson for all parties involved and going forward. But I want to just say this one tidbit about working with people, and I have learned a lot of lessons when it comes to working with people. People have to be honest, forthcoming, and real with one another. even if it hurts, even when you're working with each other. And you have to be real enough to understand that folks are going to talk about folks when they don't like a certain coworker. It's how you handle it going forward and the lessons that you take from it and what you learn moving forward. I think that Armand will learn his lesson, Claudia will learn her lesson, and Al will learn his lesson. It's how you pick up the pieces and move forward. Great group, you know what I'm saying, of people, great show. It's just come to an end. As simple as that. It's just how you move forward. And I wish everybody in the situation best of luck going forward, because that's just not their only stop. But placing blame game on who did what, when, who should have did this, and how people should have handled it, at the end of the day, pointing fingers doesn't help. You just got to learn your lessons from it and move forward.